Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Meth and heroin are taking over lives, and people want to close their eyes to it because they don't want to believe that their son, daughter, sister, brother, mother, father, or friend is stuck in the grips of addiction.
After losing his son, a Fargo dad is speaking out, saying the community isn't doing enough about drug addiction. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. A father grieving the loss of his 19-year-old son says drugs are a growing problem in the Fargo-Moorhead area.
And he says he believes many are turning their back to this issue. As Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson reports, he's hoping to raise some awareness through his story.
To get help is so important. I'm a parent of a child who struggled deeply with addiction, which unfortunately took total control of his life and mind, and ultimately helped him decide to end his own life. I'm writing this because whether you believe it or not, or don't want to believe it, or just choose not to believe it, that there is a major drug problem in our area. Most of the people who it is affecting are the parents, grandparents, siblings, and children, or even the spouse of the addict.
Brian Raftevold is a recovering addict himself, reading a letter he wrote after losing his son, Joshua Raftevold, last month, who struggled with a meth addiction.
And it affects everybody. You know, whether you want to believe it or not, it's there.
Raftevold says he wants to see more treatment centers, saying it's difficult to get the right help in this area, saying people wait for months.
When you're in the world of addiction and you're ready for help, you're ready now. You know, you're not ready 4 months from now. You can't see that far ahead.
Melissa Patterson has bonded with Brian over similar experiences.
My daughter is currently struggling with her own addiction to heroin.
She's pushing for North Dakota to improve its level of care for the addict, improving programs that deal with Narcan, methadone, and needle exchanges.
We've got kids in this town as young as 12 that are using this drug, and it's costing lives.
Lives like Joshua's.
And now I'm stuck with those 4 Post-it notes saying he's sorry. I'll have unanswered questions forever. It's devastating.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
If you or someone you know struggles with addiction or thoughts of suicide, we have information on our website with places in the community where you can get help. Log on to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
Well, to our weather, now the temperatures are pretty close to perfect out there, but will they last? Let's head over to Lisa Green with the very latest. Lisa?
Thanks, Stephanie. It is beautiful out there again tonight, and for the 4th night in a row, somewhere in the valley, we have tied or broken a record for high temperature, and that would be in Fargo, high 59 degrees today. We're currently at 56. 55 in Grand Forks and in Jamestown over toward Bemidji. It's a little cooler in northwestern parts of Minnesota where it's 46 degrees there. Some cloud cover has moved in, so maybe the sky's not quite as blue as we saw yesterday, but still it's been a gorgeous day, and we'll continue to enjoy a nice night tonight. Temperatures staying in the 50s for the time being, and then they'll begin to drop in the Fargo-Moorhead area down into the upper 40s later tonight. More clouds roll in, and we've got an even warmer forecast for you for tomorrow. We'll be talking about that coming up in a few minutes.
Even warmer?
Even warmer.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, thanks, Lisa. Well, the Bison men's basketball team heads back to the NCAA tournament for the 2nd year in a row after last night's huge win.
With the town and gown relationship between Fargo and NDSU continuing to get stronger, many people say it wasn't always like that. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric finds out what has changed.
You know, our company is across, 26 states. We can be on conference calls with people across the country, and they know about Fargo, and they know about, the football team and the basketball team and the success. That's kind of cool.
But it wasn't always that way. There were many lean years that led to the academic and athletic success that has put Fargo and North Dakota State University on the map. Times have changed.
I mean, it's pride, it's success. And then other things start to happen. You get ESPN coming downtown and getting a whole bunch more people introduced to Bison Nation.
We think what's happened over the several years is people have begun to embrace the team, and part of what's happened is the university has also embraced the town.
From game day to homecoming, the Fargo area has opened its hearts to NDSU events off campus. With the men's basketball team heading back to the big dance, there's excitement.
And what they get here is they get a great venue where everybody gets excited. You see a lot of people in the Bison colors. You see a lot of what they call great fans.
From South Fargo, so I've always known, but I didn't know what a big deal it was until I started going here.
Students recognize what's happening too, seeing more people around campus than in years past.
Around the country now there's a hype for NDSU, especially with sports.
In Fargo, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Pride in the community is a big factor when it comes to high school graduates continuing their education. According to one area guidance counselor, it's amazing how many students choose to stay local.
Well, some Fargo families are dreading the upcoming decision that the school board will make about the future of their children. Middle and high school boundaries would change starting in the 2016-2017 school year, and the change would take some students away from all of their longtime friends and classmates, as well as break up neighborhoods. Some parents say the change does not make any sense and that this is really already impacting their children emotionally.
Anxiety, absolutely. We've seen, when she brings it up, there are tears in her eyes, and she's concerned, and she wants to know what the plan of action is if this does take effect.
Well, tonight the school district is holding the first of 3 public forums to address questions and concerns over the changes. To see more information about the changes to boundaries, click on this story on valleynewslive.com. And of course, tonight at 10, you're going to hear much more on Valley News Live from the school and families about the meeting. Well, if you ever need help uncovering any issue in your community, call us. Call our whistleblower hotline, and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 701-237-6576. Leave your tip with us, and a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work exposing the truth.
We have new information regarding a major case of animal abuse in the valley that we told you about yesterday. The count is now at 55 beagle dogs that were rescued from a home in Shelley, Minnesota. One was found dead inside the home. All of them are now being cared for at 3 different shelters. Authorities say conditions inside the home were filthy. The sheriff says that they're still working on reports to hand over to the county attorney, who will then decide if the woman who owned the dogs will face any criminal charges. There are also serious health concerns regarding the woman and conditions inside this home.
Is there also an investigation of whether this woman needs help?
That's still under investigation. We gotta get a hold of the health people to review the conditions of the house and stuff.
Some of those rescued dogs are ready for adoption. If you're interested, we have contact information. Go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
A man is in custody for drug charges after a police chase in Minnesota. Police arrested driver Corey Schuler of Crookston. He's being held on controlled substance crimes and fleeing police. Police found what they call a substantial amount of meth and cash inside his vehicle.
One man's in jail tonight after grabbing cash and dashing from a South Fargo business this afternoon. It happened at the PetroServe at 4440 9th Avenue South. Authorities say the thief took the money from an open till, which was open during a transaction. They say he reached over the counter, took an undisclosed amount of cash. Officers found the man nearby. He resisted arrest and was tased. No one was hurt.
Fargo police are remembering a very sad happening a year ago. Lieutenant Jeff Scusa took his life. His body was found at the Holy Cross Cemetery. Scusa served the city of Fargo for 23 years.
Minnesota Republican lawmakers have introduced a bill that would bar boys from playing on girls' sports teams. There's nothing in state law that would keep a girl from playing on a high school football team, but according to State Senator Dave Brown, boys should be barred from playing on girls' teams. Senator Brown says the Minnesota High School League got it wrong in December with a vote to allow transgender students to play on sports teams that max the gender if they identify with personally. Brown's bill would require schools to provide separate dressing rooms and restrooms to transgender children.
You have a son or a daughter that's in a locker room with someone who has a biologically different body. Can you just envision in your mind what's going to happen from that if they think they're being bullied now?
The first step for this bill is to get a committee hearing, and so far this one doesn't have one, but that doesn't necessarily mean it won't go anywhere.
Well, later on Valley News Live at 6, a very early start for golfers, where they are being allowed to swing away.
And in parts of the upper Midwest, we saw temperatures soaring into the 70s today. We've got some 60s in store in our forecast. We'll talk about that here in just a few moments.